Good morning, friends. Thanks for joining us this morning at Journey Home Meditation for our morning sit. It is good to be here this morning. Well, we are fast approaching Thanksgiving Day tomorrow. It's here in the U.S. There's so many different aspects to this day. It's a colonial holiday. We know that. We understand that. We understand that our education in the Western world around, at least in the U.S., around colonization is that it equals progress and forward movement, and the stories that we were taught as children are distortions of a greater truth. And the truth of the history of colonization and the up to the modern moment. So not history as in something that happened in the past, but the history meaning what we carry with us is a legacy of brutality in many ways. And to even begin to want to overlook that or to deny that would be a great disservice to ourselves, all of us, whether we are European American, whether we are indigenous to this land, whether we are African American or Asian American, and we're brought to this land, our ancestors, whatever way in which we arrive to this moment, to deny the truth of our history is to deny the present. It's to deny this moment that we have together. And so honoring that on this day, honoring the truth of the presence of so much pain and suffering for so many on this day, I think is important. And the complexities of the feelings around this time of year is that we want to be thankful. We want to gather with our loved ones and be held in a space where we recognize one another and are recognized, and we want to celebrate the fruits of our labor and sort of commemorate this harvest season, this time of preparing to hunker down into the cold winter and be with each other in a loving and giving way. And that's beautiful. And so how do we reckon the two things? Well, I can say that anytime there's pain, the way that we move with that pain is going to dictate how we move with our joy and with our love. So to deny it or ignore it is to remove a part of our capacity for love. And that's true whether we're talking on the larger plane of cultural genocide, or whether we're talking about on the closer plane of individual relationships, or whether we're talking about the internal space of how I deal with my own pain. These are all just shell after shell after shell after shell, right? These are layer after layer after layer of the same experience. And so, to arrive with loving kindness and pain is to arrive whole. To show up with joy and compassion and suffering. This is to be human. And that's true for any occasion. And it's particularly stark when we come upon days like Thanksgiving that celebrate a colonial history of domination and offer us a moment to stop and be with one another in a thankful and grateful way. There's a stark seeming contrast there. How can we do that? But I think the answer is much more simple than the question. The answer is we arrive messy. We arrive willing to get messy. We show up for one another in a way that holds that I do not expect your perfection and I cannot offer mine. But in this moment when we are together, I'm going to be here for whatever needs to happen. And I'm not going to look away. And I'm going to help prepare this meal and this feast that we can share together, both this physical feast of food and this spiritual feast of sharing this experience of healing together. And to bring it onto a different plane of our existence, our understanding, I want to just invite everyone who might wake up sometimes feeling like you don't have what it takes to show up. I want to say that perfectionism, this idea that I cannot arrive or show up unless I am perfect, is just a further symptom of this belief that you are inferior. It's not actually a belief in I require things to be a certain level of perfect. It's actually I believe myself to be a certain level of inferior. And many people know that. Many people know that they believe themselves to be inferior. And I just want to say that there's only one opportunity for me to see myself in you. And that's when we arrive together. And there's only one opportunity for me to learn from you all of the beautiful things about myself and all of the messy things. And that opportunity only comes when we are together, when we arrive at the same place, when we're there sharing that time. And I need you. I need to see you. I need to love you. I need to help you when you need help. If you make a mistake, I need to help fix it. I need to do that because that's me in there. That's also healing from my wounds and picking up after my mess. And I don't know how to do that if I can't learn it from others. So, as we approach this day tomorrow, you may already have plans for your family or for something that you had already planned to do. But if you don't, or if you have the ability to add something into your day, all over the country, there are organizations and gathering points where people gather to hand out food or feed people that are hungry. And many people don't show up to these things to help because they don't think they have what it takes. They don't think that they know how to do things the right way and that others are more uh, well equipped, but they're not. And we need you. And so if you happen to be in Southern Oregon in the Illinois Valley, uh, come down to Jubilee Park and join us in a community feast. We're not just handing out plates of food, we're sitting together, we're dining together, we're playing games, we're sharing joy and love and pain. And it's going to be messy and it's going to be imperfect and it's going to be exactly what we all need. So if you're not in this area, please find some place in your area to go down and bring your family for an hour to share space with those who don't often get to share a gentle space with anyone, whose experience with other humans is often harsh and cold, or even worse, to be made invisible. And go and let them know you see them, and within them you see you, and share a hot cup of coffee, a piece of pie, a moment in this time. And let's just come together just for a few breaths this morning. Finding our meditation posture, that place of balance within our body. You might be seated as I am on the floor on a rug, mat, or pillow, or you might be in your car or lying on your bed or your couch, or just walking around doing the dishes. Wherever you are, take just a moment to pause. Bring your awareness into your body and dedicate yourself to facilitating your breath just for a few moments. Breathing in through the nose to the bottom of the belly, and releasing. Breathing in and out. Breathing in, I am enough. Breathing out, and I belong here. Only I can offer my gift. Breathing in, and only you can offer me what I need. Breathing in. Together we are in harmony. Breathing out with this moment. A few more breaths. Find your own pattern, your own rhythm, your own flow. Let your eyes gently close or bring your gaze just a couple of feet in front of you on the ground. And when you're ready, you can begin to open the eyes and bring your awareness into your body, feeling the sensations of your physical body, checking your thoughts and your thought body and your emotional expressions from your emotional body. And connect all of those different feelings and places to the breath. As you breathe gently into the belly and release. So, any anxiety, any grief, any fear, any of these difficult emotions, or sometimes difficult emotions, I'll say, that may arise, just bring them into your body with your breath. Spend a few moments anytime in your day to give this sensation space. Make a seat at the table. And that's what this is about. This is about finding a seat for everyone. And as we take our meditation posture, this is sometimes called the asana, your posture, the way you hold your body. And that means seat. And it doesn't mean that you are sitting. It means that you become the seat. So when we're finding a seat for anyone who is rejected, anyone who is alone, anyone who is suffering, anyone who might be difficult to sit with, as we're looking for a seat at the table, remember that you can become the seat. So go tomorrow and feed people. Eat with people. Join in with strangers in a feast. You don't have to know anyone there. You can just find out where they're serving food and offer to pitch in. Wash some dishes, scoop some potatoes, slice some pie, wherever you can be. And just be with one another tomorrow. It's very important for all of us. And you are capable. You can show up. And I sit here in gratitude. And I just want to say thank you, thank you, thank you for being a part of this morning practice. Send me a message. Let me know how you connected to another person, whether that's a family member, a neighbor, a stranger, a friend. If you couldn't leave your house for any number of reasons, did you call someone or send a message online? How are you joining the feast? Email me at journeyhomemeditation@gmail.com or find us on Spotify and use the send a message feature. Thanks again. Adiom.